It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Miami Dolphins and the Jacksonville Jaguars on Thursday night.
On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, kickoff moments away. Quickly, what are you watching in this one?
The offensive line for both teams, because both teams have a terrific pass rush. They've got to keep their passers upright. If they have a chance to do that, they can both thrive on offense and move the ball downfield.
Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And you want to talk about enormous expectations being placed on a quarterback. How about what Trevor Lawrence faced coming out of college? But the good thing for him, he's used to it. He had the same type of expectations leaving high school and going to Clemson. They always expect him to be a franchise savior, whatever team he joins. And to his credit, he shouldered those expectations, and he's doing everything in his power to follow through.
Lawrence looking to pass on the first play. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. Open man. This is Brenton Strange, the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. Now Lawrence staying on his feet. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. A give to Etienne running right. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Here's Lawrence. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now Lawrence to throw. "23 yards on the tuck and run."
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Now Lawrence. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Lawrence now off the bootleg. And he's got it. It's Thomas for a Jacksonville touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Jaguars will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Right off the bat, they start with a very solid, methodical 10-play drive.
And you know me, I tend to look at things from the defensive side. They're coming off the field gassed right away.
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, ruling on the field staying.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. A 10-play drive that time. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
Every time he leads his team out, there's no questioning he's put the work in to earn his place in the NFL. There's no shortage of stories we've heard throughout his career about the effort he puts in to be in this spot. And that motivates everybody on his team.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
You still hold your breath a little as a defense when Tua gets out of the pocket. You're worried about him scrambling and getting a first down. But there, he made the wise call. If there's nothing downfield, just throw it away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins' first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Tua going to throw. Finding room at midfield. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jalen Waddle, 41 yards. And the Dolphins respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was one drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are tied at 7. So that drive 7 plays in length.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Motion man left is Kirk. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up second down.
Zero hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, it turned into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Lawrence will throw.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
So on 4th down, here's Logan Cook to punt for Jacksonville.
Malik Washington deep for Miami.
It's taken to the 26. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Joshua Hines-Allen in there to get him. It's a loss of 5. But they tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. In motion, Hill. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Tua sets up to pass it. They're going deep for Hill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Antonio Johnson breaks up the throw.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out and giving the ball back to their offense.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
That's taken on the 25. A punt of 46, a return of 5. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now ETN to start the drive.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 42-yard line.
Another tote for ETN.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Big Calais Campbell fighting through to make the play in the backfield.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
From the shotgun, Lawrence.
He'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And that is incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good. And in this first quarter of play, this will remain a tie ball game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Play action. Now it's Tua.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Gets it to Hill. It's a jet sweep. And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
On play action, here's Tua. And that is incomplete.
Pass knocked free there by Tyson Campbell.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And he didn't quite have the bag spin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
In motion right is Thomas.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
They've got his man complete. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act to this first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tyrell Dodson coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Play action. It's Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. They'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a 1st.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Cam Little for the Jaguars field goal. A 28-yard attempt.
And his kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there, 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Right back to Achane on 2nd down. And he'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antonio Johnson. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram, and he'll get positive yardage there as he'll be touched down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Now Lawrence. They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here is 3rd and 5. Here's Lawrence. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 13-yard line. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Lawrence now off the bootleg. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Thomas will come in motion right. Now Lawrence to throw. Complete to Washington. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. They go play action with Lawrence. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I like the thought process. I like the design, but I think he may have waited a little too long to spot his man, because if you're going to run that drag route, you've got to put it on him and let him turn upfield. Instead, he waits until his receiver's too close to the sideline, and they don't get the yards after the catch.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Miami set to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. A good pickup there, a 22.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
Another catch there for Waddle.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 more for him on that one. He's been a busy man. It's a first down.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the gun, it's Tua. Short throw to Smith. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Jonnu Smith, a 20-yard touchdown.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away from capturing the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Sanders on for the extra point. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it was Jonnu Smith, the big tight end, who capped the drive with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Well, now how about this return?
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Jaguars back with it on offense.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Lawrence. Screenplay, here's Etienne.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Open man is Kirk, complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Lawrence will throw.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Thomas. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
Again, it's Lawrence.
And that is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. Incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence, and he'll get it right back to Washington.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
This is caught. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive.
Throwing again here. It's Lawrence.
Touchdown! Evan Ingram as the first half is winding down.
And the Jaguars have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point forthcoming. And that'll make this a 6-point game. That time, a 9-play drive.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
2nd and 10.
Now Tua. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
In motion, Hill. Play action, now it's Tua. That is caught. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That's a gain of nearly 40 yards on 3rd and medium to pick up the first.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way all the way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown or for him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left, for a big play.
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. They fake the handoff. Now Tua on the move to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Josh Hines-Allen, his second sack of the night.
That's his second sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Looking to pass. Tua. Short throw to Smith. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
A tough spot here. 3rd and 15. In motion, Hill. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that cuts the lead down to just 3, 20-17.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. The Jaguars offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Lawrence. A short throw to Ingram. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Now Lawrence.
And this is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big third down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54 yards away. And he missed it. It's no good, and that will keep this a 3-point game. So another long try for 3 and another kick that comes up lacking.
Yeah, this isn't going to do any wonders for his field goal percentage, but you have to figure as a head coach that when you send a guy out there to try and kick from that distance, it's a 50-50 proposition at best.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Up the middle, Achane.
Fancy footwork at the 45. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
In motion, Hill. On play action, here's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line.
The Jaguars offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 7.
In motion right is Thomas.
Here's Lawrence.
Steps away to his left. And he's got room. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Well, yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too.
Now Lawrence to throw.
The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
And his pass incomplete. He was out there waving his arms saying throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
He'll connect on the out route with Ingram. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 12-yard line. With that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate. Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. But to throw again is Lawrence. Buying time to his left. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence, a 12-yard touchdown run. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
Oh, this is a great decision right here. Out of the pocket to his left, and he knows if he waits too long, the defense is going to be all over him. So he makes a decision to go and wins the race to the pylon.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told.
And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Miami's offense set and ready to go. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at the 31-yard line.
Motion man is Berrios. Here's Achane to start the drive.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Tua going to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now a high kick, almost a pooch punt. That'll go down as just a 20-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jaguars offense ready to set up shop here again.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
They'll start on the ground. ETN.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll run with ETN.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise I knew it was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
And they'll go again with ETN.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
63 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Now Lawrence.
Dancing to his left. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
So a man shaken up on the play, and this is certainly noteworthy. It's Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Back now in Jacksonville. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the fourth. Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And 3rd and 8 now. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Now a first carry for their fullback. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Give him 9 yards on the scramble there, but it does leave him still a few inches shy with 3rd down looming.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
They'll run for it with Achane.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 3rd down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
That tackle by Trayvon Walker. Nice play. He blows that up behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air and defensively. They were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Here's Tua. And now another one thrown incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Jags take over in terrific field position. So they really needed points here in a two-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover.
Got his man. It's the tight end Strange with it.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
From the 29, here's second down and 3.
A short throw to Ingram, and inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage, because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now Jones. To the right side and complete to Washington. Then he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. It'll be a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Throwing Jones. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack.
I think you saw the same thing that I did there, partner. Remember, he's their backup quarterback, so the last thing they need is to lose another one right here on the sack. Looks like he's going to be okay, though.
Yeah, he looked like he was favoring something in the left leg. Appears to be fine now, but you're right. That O-line, they got to protect him.
A 34-yard attempt.
And his kick is indeed good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins ready to take over on offense.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Let's see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
Joshua Hines-Allen
in there to get him yet again. That is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season. Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Tua. And that's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And going deep for Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down, and it'll be a turnover on downs. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it. Well, it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
Straight ahead, Etienne.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
On second down, Etienne once more.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
Here's 3rd and 9.
Looking to throw. Jones.
Quick slant caught by Kirk.
And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. And the defense bit hard there. They were thinking run all the way, play fake, working to perfection on 4th down.
And it was able to work because of the down and distance situation. 4th and short, you've got to respect the run. You show a little play action. Oftentimes you find people open for what you need, and that's exactly what they got done there.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
And they'll run with Etienne.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
One more time with Etienne.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
An 8-yard touchdown run.
And the Jaguars have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
Sometimes you get a 1st and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on 1st down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the 1. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on two-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it's second down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
This is 2nd and 8.
Looking to pass. Tua. And he completes it to Berrios. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Tua sets up to pass it. That one complete to Hill. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
I'll give him credit there. Nice job on the drag route. Bring the receiver across the field, hoping he can catch it in stride and turn it up. He was able to do just that, although he's just a little bit short of the first down.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. Being chased out left. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They're going to look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will be cut down to 14. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it.
Well, things started off exciting. This one had a high-scoring first half, and nobody let their foot off the gas in the second half either, Charles. And, you know, for them, a really nice victory in a high-scoring output.
You're right about that, because so many times we'll see teams come out slow and take a while to get going, and points become a little bit harder to score near the end of games, as we know, because everyone tightens down. But no such issues in this game. The scoring started right away and held up at a steady clip the remainder of the game.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaughan, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.